Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Hey, what's up? This your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. And I'm kicking it live on this Sunday, Fantasy Football Sunday, live from STWF Studios here in Arlington, Texas. And man, you know what? Look, I'm first to the show, so you know what? I think it's the show I'm gonna do by myself. So you know, those other guys, you know, they're out there, they flew the coop. Coach Lee, he's out there going tailgate. So they just left me here with you all. So it's just gonna be me and you. All right, I'm lying. All right, so let me get the rest of the crew, man. Got to get all the way home from the Boston Lager, Samuel Adams, man. Got to get my guy, too, on the show, man.
Good morning. Hey, man, we here. No, Sunday, week 4, start of a new month, October. You know, wake up. You know?
Facts. Man, you know, I'm not going to ask you how you're doing because, I'm watching the Saints game and, they're way out in London and it's not looking good for us.
You know what I'm saying? You got one half to go. You know what I'm saying? Confidence. As we talked about before we entered the podcast. Hey, the Vikings play like my Cowboys one day, then the next game they want to play superior. So, you know what I'm saying? A couple more mistakes, man. The Saints right back in the game.
Hey, I like that optimism. I could tell you a fan of a losing franchise. But talking about that, man, definitely got to get my guy, man, on the show, man. He's looking like he's taking a road trip, man. Looking like National Lampoon road trip. What's up, Coach Lee?
What's up, man? We headed to the Death Star, man.
Yes, sir, man. You don't know, Coach on his way to Jerry's World. For an exciting game today.
Oh, I was about to say, it looked like his cell phone service took a Death Star, took a hit shot by the Death Star, man. Good morning. Oh, wait, we got an audience back there? So shit, hey, man. Chill. So who's tapped in with that jersey right there?
That's my boy Wes.
Ah, okay.
Hey, Wes, baby, Cowboy Nation, baby, DC, life, baby.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you.
This the one can't stand you because
what you say?
This is the one can't stand you because you always putting my cowboy down.
Hey, I was just about, I could tell. Because look, he crept in the camera like the side chick. You know, when you was like, you with the main chick call, you was over there.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? He ain't sitting here in the camera like, I said, you see me. But hey, man, welcome.
I'm a side chick today.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for tapping in with us, man. We be having hoop gang every time. But man, yeah, this is the Fantasy Insight Live show. So, if y'all got any fantasy football questions, you definitely ask them. Even if you don't have any questions, we're going to answer all your questions to the best of our ability. So, before we get the show started, man, how's y'all fantasy football team doing this morning? Did y'all have any players playing in this London game?
I got Kirk Cousins playing in London, and we all know the story there. Gotta pick it up.
But I'm going to tell you, there's only one quarterback that's playing worse than Kirk Cousins, and that's Andy Dalton.
That's a red rifle, though, right?
Yeah, That's the reason why I don't like you, because you remember all these jokes, these old jokes that we used to. Yeah, that's the red rifle. Talking about that, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. My godson woke me up. He was like, "Wait, you still friends with that guy who called Andy Dalton the Red Rifle?" He wanted to smoke this morning. He was like, but yeah, it's kind of awkward that us crack jokes at Andy Dalton when he played for the Cincinnati Bengals and when he played for the Cowboys. For him only to be our knight in shining armor for the New Orleans Saints, man, it's horrible.
It's time to go to the draft, boy.
All right, talking about that. So, we got our first topic up for right now, and we got the injury updates. And this is a vital part of everyone's fantasy football team because, it helps you set your lineup. Like a lot of teams were affected by Alvin Kamara. Oh, y'all hear my daughter. She's hanging out with me in the studio.
How you doing?
Yeah, man. It's daddy duties right now. So hold on. But what do y'all think about this Alvin Kamara injury for this morning's game?
The end is near.
The end is near.
Hey, man, that dude been banged up.
Yes, he's been banged up, and we just said Red Rifle's in the game, making his first start of the year. It's not a comfortable spot not having your top running back there as well. You know what I'm saying? Hard to run past the yardsticks. But Melvin Ingram today is their replacement, and you just hope that long term or season wise that Kamara is able to come back from the injury, figuring that QB position isn't the best.
Hey, I think he ain't been the same since Ingram left. To me, he can't carry that workload. He's a specialty back in my opinion. He's not. I think for him, for his rushing, maybe 10 to 15 touches rushing, and probably about another 5 to 7 out of the backfield. But thinking he's gonna carry the ball 25, 30 times a game, it's too much for his body.
That's it.
Hey, I'm telling you, I was just talking my ass off.
I said, "Time," you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, hey, I'm telling you that's the type of morning we have. I might be in London playing with the damn Saints. The type of morning I'm having, man. Like all these mistakes, but yeah, I mean Alvin Kamara, this not the college years anymore where, every other Saturday they might have a face an elite opponent, but every Sunday, these guys are going out there facing NFL players that can play. So definitely Alvin Kamara hurt a lot of lineups, and that's one of the reasons why I picked up Latavius Murray.
Yes.
All right, so we got our first question, Facebook user Wilson Jr. against the Rams, Penny against Falcons, Harris against Packers, or Mac Hollins against Denver. PPR can only choose one for flex. That was a lot. What do y'all think about that? Who do y'all pick?
A lot of subpar running backs. Damian Harris would probably be my pick, but I'm gonna relax on him. That's gonna be a large load for that running back. So I would probably take either Harris or Penny, but I'm kind of high on Penny against the Falcons. Penny against the Falcons. Hold on. Penny against the Falcons. Don't the Falcons play Cleveland today? Who's Penny? Is that a receiver or something? I don't know anything about but Damian Harris, Max Hollins against Denver, PPR. You got Jacobs still in the lineup playing. I wouldn't even touch it. Honestly, that Raiders Broncos game as a whole, it's debatable. Detroit, are you a Detroit fan? Facebook user?
All right, so we got Harris against the Packers. Right now, I'm afraid to put anybody up.
From that floor, definitely. I'm scared.
Yeah. Penny plays against my bad. Oh well.
Penny plays against okay. Penny plays against Detroit. I get your Facebook user. Shout out to you. I credit the mistake. So Penny against Detroit today. I would honestly go in that spot today. I mean, like you said, we know what Geno Smith brings to the table. You know that all his pieces have to play well in order for him to succeed or get wins. So I would probably go Penny against the Lions today.
All right. Well, that's one thing you got to be careful for is that guy Keba Walker the third. He's definitely he's definitely going to be taking some of Penny's snaps, but so, you can definitely watch out for that. But that's the only thing. I would definitely, you can't go wrong with playing Wilson Jr. because, he's going to get the bulk of the snaps. So, you can't go wrong with that. So, all right, our injury report. So we got here, Dak Prescott is eyeing a week 5 return. Dak Prescott, what do you think about, how Dak Prescott's going to affect some lineups?
I don't think he's going to affect lineups in all because who's starting Cooper Rush? But like you said, the QBs that people are using right now, it's a lot of shitty quarterbacks right now. So that actually may help a lineup or two depending on who dropped him and who didn't drop him. There may have been some guys when they heard the 6 to 8 week time frame that dropped Dak. But if you've been paying attention to anything we've been saying over the last 3 weeks, is that Dak was going to make a smooth, strong, fast recovery. And what's happening right now is that we don't know if it's because Jerry Jones doesn't trust the Cowboy system. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, 2-0. But I think overall, that getting back into it, give somebody who needs a QB, and if he is dropped, to potentially have a QB that can get you some numbers. Coach.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Dak.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I need Dak back. No, he's my second quarterback in the big league. It's hurt me real bad right now. I barely lost to him a game. Your boy 0-3, so we need number 4 back ASAP. Not just for that, but just for overall performance.
Definitely. Schultz have a good game today. I believe Schultz will get some touches today. I mean, if anybody's been paying attention to the Cowboys offense over the last 10 years, the tight end gets a good bulk of ball time, being the security blanket as well. So Schultz not playing last week with an injury, coming back this week. I think Dallas would effectively try to use him. You got Michael Gallup back as well today for Dallas. So maybe CD gets a little bit of open space today. Maybe you see a good game out of CD Lamb today. But in all, for Dak to come back, the question is, we've seen him week 1. Now he's coming off an injury, potentially coming back next week against the Rams. That's a high-stake game. It's going to be a nationally televised game. That's one question I would have for Dak. Would you start Dak immediately off the injury if you're a fantasy coach or GM? Would you take Dak and start Dak week 5? I don't know if I'll start Dak week 5. He's not a person that I'm like, he's a must start. But just having him back in the Cowboys lineup from Cowboys perspective, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually been, he should be. I don't know. He should be waited until he can be trusted to get back in the lineups because Cooper Rush has been moving the ball and look winning games, something that we've seen Dak Prescott not have success in as of late. But on to our next injury, we got. Oh wait, shout out to my brother Darnell. I see you tapped in with us, Daddy. He said, "Do y'all know the Saints playing?" Yeah, and that's why we chose to have this show because the Saints are playing, man. It's not looking good out there. All right, so we got Russell Gage. He's expected to play in week 4. So that should be, that should not have much fantasy impact because, they've been expecting, he's been up and down all throughout the year. So next we got Chris Godwin expected to play Sunday. Will test in a pregame. Now this is one I've been waiting on. Cordell Patterson to be a game time decision. What do you think about that?
For
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons playing, yeah, you need him. He's your running back. Like no matter what anybody says, he's your utility guy. He's your running back. He's a better Taysom Hill. He's always been that. But that would be a blow for the Falcons offense. Obviously, they have Marcus Mariota. As I mentioned about Geno Smith, you kind of need your offensive weapons to succeed for you to be able to have a great game, get W's. And Cordell Patterson has shown that he can carry a bulk of the Falcons' offense. So not having him potentially.
And and you say that he's shown that he can handle it, but he's a game time decision right now. And that's similarly to Alvin Kamara. If it's not this game, it's going to be a game soon that he won't be able to play because his body is not set up and his style of play is not set up to be a full-time back. So that would set up opportunities for a rookie running back, Tyler Alliger. And he's one that I've mentioned to pick up for a long time because, once again, Cordell Patterson, his availability is going to be in question.
Yep, definitely. Alliger, yeah, definitely pick that man up, man, as you see if the Cordell Patterson injury goes into a spread or an all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's a guy that plays multiple positions, so that's a drain in his body already. And I feel like Atlanta needs to insert somebody who could take that 1 to 3 down situations and not be an effective back because we're not going to disrespect Patterson. Shout out to what he's been doing. But Tyler fits that mold, man. And what are you waiting for, Atlanta? You got somebody right there. Use him.
Facts. And shout out to Darnell. Yeah, Kamara trash 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean he's a home run hitter. That's all he got. Shout out to his work regimen. He works out tremendously, but he's just not built for this gridiron of the NFL. So we got Marquez Valdez-Scantling plans to play in week 4. He's playing against the Bucks. So he been dealing with an abdomen injury, and now looks good to go tonight to play against the Bucks. I don't think that might have too many fantasy football implications because, if you're playing Marquez Valdez-Scantling as a starter, your team is already your team's already suspect. But we got Chargers, Joey Bosa is expected to miss 8 to 10 weeks. So if you're not playing in a defensive player league, that really won't affect too many lineups. We got here Brian Robinson Jr. expected to be activated from the NFL list later this week. The Washington
Commanders, right?
Yep, yeah. Absolutely. The guy that got shot.
Yeah, so so that's good that he's getting activated right there. So yeah, that's tremendous. If you haven't heard about his story, y'all definitely go look his story up. He was the guy that got shot doing a robbery?
Yep, got shot during a robbery, trying to protect. Carjacking, yep. And big one though in fantasy. This one will blow your fantasy mind. Christian McCaffrey. Final decision will be made pregame, and we discussed Christian McCaffrey on a lot of shows, especially fantasy shows, and his effect. We know that he picks up numbers when he's in the lineup, but the injuries in the last few years has been really up and down for him, in the mental part of the game. And actually, it takes an effect on his team as well because he's the main dog in that backfield. This is troubling. Troubling.
Somebody just say that he's the Coca-Cola. He's just the label on the bottle because the team has been without him for the past few seasons. He's always did this. He, played for a few games and then he gets hurt. So, that's definitely something to monitor. And in the event that he doesn't play, y'all definitely want to go pick up someone that I've already picked up, Dante Foreman. So, definitely someone to consider, in the event that CMC can't play. So we got Shaquille Leonard expected to play in week 4. He's going to make his week 4 debut against the Titans. He plays for the Indianapolis Colts. So we got Nick Vannett inactive for week 4 for the Saints going up against the Vikings in London. So Jarvis Landry is officially active for week 4 for the New Orleans Saints. Now, I've been wondering where he's been for these past couple of weeks because it's been the Chris Olave show. So, but it's good to see that he's active and he's able to play through his injury. So, of course, we all know Alvin Kamara ruled out for this game. We got Zay Jones expected to play against the Eagles. So, as Zay Jones been dealing with an ankle injury, is expected to suit up in week 4. So that's definitely going to help out the Jaguars in their upcoming game. So we got Julio Jones, knee. He's to test injury pregame, expected to play. Just Julio being Julio. He's here one day and gone for the next 3 days. So I'm pretty sure people that invested a draft pick in him will be happy that he's joining their lineup. We got Dawson Knox is expected to play against the Ravens. So what do you think about that? Because a lot of people be lacking in the tight end position.
For that position, just an amazing. Oh yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's a juggle. That's a juggle. This you want to say like other positions. There's a couple of like guarantees, like bank, like I'm gonna bank it. But so far this season hasn't really been people that are hitting like woo. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll heat up as the season goes, but it hasn't been. It's kind of a juggle, you know. If you drafted a tight end high in this fantasy draft season, you know, you've seen the effects of that. You know what I'm saying? Guys like George Kittle hurt. You got Dan Waller with the Raiders. You know, the production is not going there because the QB volume is low. You know, Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he may be the only one because he's Travis Kelce. But other than that, it's kind of a juggle to me at the tight end position.
And you know, that's why you struggle to win games because, you know, there are this Dawson Knox. He's like expected to have a good game this week. So hopefully, you know, I'm about to go and check your lineup to see who you're playing at that position. But, you know, Dawson Knox, you know, they're expecting him to play and they're expecting him to have a good game this week. Next game, we got Gabe Davis expected to play. Now, this one here is also going to hurt a lot of lineups. Might be your lineup there, Coach Lee, because I know you was big on Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I was. You know, he missed week before last week. I had to move him to the flex position just in case he can't go, and I don't have him locked in, so I can swap him out with a running back if I have to.
Okay. Smart move. So we got Marquise Brown expected to play. Cardinal Marquise Brown has been dealing with the hamstring injury. He and Rondell Moore both listed as questionable for Sunday's game, but expected to play. So it's always good to see Hollywood Brown because there's back on the field because there was a lot of high expectations for him coming into the league. So good to see him back out there. Rondell Moore, they're expected to play. Velus Jones Jr. I've never heard of this guy. Hamstring, he's expected to play. Bears rookie third rounder pick. Velus Jones. All right, so don't know if he's ever going to make it in someone's fantasy football lineup, but if he does, yeah, I bet you probably at the bottom of your league. So last week got CMC expected to play week 4. So everyone's saying, you know, he's expected to play, but we all know that, you know, it's that pregame workout right before the game that they test and see if they're ready to go. So I think that, you know, he's one of those guys like Tu spoke about earlier that we're going to wait and see until the pregame, see if he can go. So, man, that was a lot of not as much fantasy football injuries this week on, you know, so I should not hurt too many fantasy football lineups.
Shouldn't, man, unless, you know what I'm saying, you get an out-of-the-world miracle. Not miracle, but out-of-the-world sickness that somebody gets hurt, which probably won't happen, but, you know, hey, nothing's unpredictable in this world.
All right, so before we take our break, did y'all have any injuries on your team? How about you, Coach Lee?
No injuries on my team. Just glad to hear that McCaffrey, who I drafted by accident, swear I did. But it's good to see he might have his ass out there playing today.
That is funny. I think I'm playing you in the junior league too, so it's gonna be tough sledding for you, sir.
I'm trading Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's on the trade block. The hammies not cooperating. He's out again. And that's something to dissect as well, you know, with the Chargers and Justin Herbert's ribs. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't on the injury report, I believe, this week, but he still playing with that. They play the Texans today. Let's see if the Texans pitting their game plan to go out those ribs today.
Man, that's some 90s football right there. That's gridiron. They're going out there to hurt people. Like, you're focusing on the hurt. Like, these guys
it's about to win games. It's about win football games. You got a Chargers team right now that are hurt right now. Decimated. Joey Bosa out. You know, they're decimated right now. So if the Texans can try to go get a win today, I kind of got to be like that, man. Kind of in a bounty mode situation.
Hey, look, you're talking my type of language right now. So, all right, that was that was all for our injury update, and we'll be back with more of the fantasy football insight live show. Sit back.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Breaux here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
And we are back with more of the Fantasy Football Insight live show. It is me, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior, kicking it with the crew. Two from Boston, and my guy, Coach Lee, man.
No Matt Jones today for the Patriots. You know, that's another injury, too. You know, Brian Hoyer just started. I'm loving it this morning.
Yes. Yeah, you know, and that's a guy I picked up as well because one thing I think I remember him from Cleveland, and he was able to throw the ball down the field. So that's one thing, you know, we can expect from him to, you know, throw the ball. So that's a good thing. And that leads up until our next segment, stardom or sit 'em.
Stardom or sit 'em. The most craziest thing to do, man. 1 o'clock's coming, or in this case, 9:30 this morning. You know, stardom or sit 'em. It's very tough sometimes.
Facts. All right, so the start of the week they have is Jamal Williams, the running back of the Detroit Lions. What do you think about that?
Shout out to a Lion even being on this list this week. Shout out to the Lions and the competitiveness that we're playing this season. DeAndre Swift out a few weeks. Jamal Williams opens up in the spot. Now, this man was a guy that played in Green Bay and had some great success. With this Lions team, he's been able to, you know, put some boost in the juice, and, you know, and been able to have some success as well when Swift goes down with injury. Today, it kind of could be the same thing for him. You know what I'm saying? You have a favorable matchup against the Seahawks. You know, we know how those games usually are played when you're playing Seattle. You know, one team gonna go down and score, you gonna go down and score. You know, you potentially just gotta make sure you score more than the Seahawks to win. And I think Jamal Williams with St. Brown out as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think DJ Chalk is out for them too. So I mean, they're down to I think Josh Reynolds and some bench warmers. So yeah, Jamal Williams can have an absolute good day today. But shout out to the Lion running back, man, for being on the picture. Hope whoever picks him, you know, get you something.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's already been having a stellar year, and you know, and he likes anime, man. So you know, guy's a cool guy. You know, definitely, you know, was one that was visible on Hard Knocks. So you know, like I said, shout out to the Lions for looking like they're trying to have a successful winning season. So, all right, for our quarterbacks, we got QB star Kirk Cousins going up against New Orleans. All right.
Well, obviously, as a culprit here, yeah, you would think that this is a week for Kirk Cousins, you know, but we have to remember too that Saints defense is still playing on the football field. No matter what you want to say about that Saints offensive side, that defense goes over there and they play hard every game. So they create problems in terms of Kirk Cousins getting points for fantasy GMs like myself.
Yeah, you know, and I'm a big fan of Kirk Cousins, and you know, and I played him against this Saints team, but you know, I did not have any high expectations of him because you know, like you said, the Saints defense, you know, they're opportunistic, they're good, and you know, they have a good, strong up front, strong push up front. So, do I think he's going to have you know the start of the week stat? No, but you know, I definitely think that you know he will maybe have a borderline QB1, QB2 like type game, maybe 19 points. What do you think about Kirk Cousins being a starter? What do you think about Kirk Cousins, Coach Lee?
If it's not considered as a primetime game, I think he got an opportunity. As long as you keep out that road, he's tight. You know what I'm saying? But they still got him going up against that Saints defense. The Saints are struggling, but their defense is still real.
Facts. And I think, if we could have gotten our offense to stay on the field longer, we would have the defense would have created more turnovers and less opportunities for Kirk Cousins. Next one we got is Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady's been missing for a couple of weeks. So I don't know how he's even made this start of the, just this quarterback start, but I guess it's just because of his namesake. What do y'all think about that?
Yep, exactly. Bingo. You said it on money because of the namesake, because of the team. You're playing Patrick Mahomes, so you think you're going to kind of match what Patrick Mahomes displays. We don't know Patrick Mahomes is going to have a good game tonight as well, but he comes into the game. I'm surprised he's not on the list, but you got Tom. But the defense of Tampa Bay is the reason why Patrick's not on this list. Tom, they going back to when Tom was 25. Tom ain't 25 no more. He shouldn't be on this list.
I'm going to tell you what's funny, the fact that, because in older, or let's say earlier fantasy football years, that they used to say, you know what, guys named like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they're not even on the list because they're lineup locks. And now, let's go, Murray. Let's go. Yeah. Your guy, Uncle Leroy, looking like a champ now. I got Leroy. Look, Leroy the champ. So Latavius Murray, he just scored a touchdown for the Saints. So, of course, I picked him up as a reach. But, yeah, back to the topic. So it's crazy just to see that Tom Brady is not a lineup lock. Aaron Rodgers is not a lineup lock in these recent years of fantasy football. So what do you think about Aaron Rodgers going up against New England?
I mean, you want to give Belichick's defense, credit on credit, but we seen Lamar and them eat them alive last week. So we know that Green Bay's offense is coming in and out, but I feel like this is a game right here. You usually with Aaron Rodgers, week 4, you start seeing it click. Maybe today's the game. No Mac Jones. You got Brian Hoyer aside. Maybe, LaFleur tells the Packers to go in there and stomp them guys out. Put a showing on, because this only is going to not tell, where the Packers at in terms of being a football team. But these are the type of games that you got to make a statement on. And I think Aaron's going to have that type of game today, potentially, where he can make a statement.
All right, and New England is ranked 25th against a quarterback, so definitely something to consider when you're setting up your lineup. But just with the lack of offensive weapons, that Aaron Rodgers have, make me put him in a QB2 position. So he's only thrown for 4 touchdowns and he has 2 interceptions. So Aaron Rodgers is not doing a discount double check; he's doing the AARP discount. So definitely want to, make sure you put some other guys that can do some other studs in your lineup. So next one we got Russell Wilson. Let Russ cook. Yeah, cook what? He's cooking turnover. Facts. So right now he's going up against Las Vegas, who ranks 26th against quarterbacks. And Russell Wilson's current stats, he's thrown for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Yeah, so they putting all the OGs over here. They're putting all the OGs on the start of the weeks, man. And I think they just want these guys who are, centerpieces of the league to heat up. One of these guys got to heat up. When you put these 3 guys on the list, one of them is going to have a great game. The upstart of Russell Wilson, I think this is a good game for him to try to upstart today. His receivers are way better than they've been played about. The running backs are way better than they've been played about. It's up to Russ, the leader, the man that we know can be a leader of a football team, to go out there and start doing the things that Russ does. You know what I'm saying? Right. Get the running game implemented. Run the ball a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yourself, Russ. You know what I'm saying? Get those receivers open. What's new besides your location? Russ needs this game today. The Raiders are 0-3. Russ, in your eyes, you're 0-3 too. So potentially, you want to be under? You want to be over the Raiders in terms of news, or under? Because you sure don't want to be under the Raiders in terms of news. You don't want to be there. you got to cook something basic. And we didn't even ask you to cook nothing crazy. Cook something basic. Have a 198-yard game and have 3 touchdowns, Russ. This shows you can still play the game.
That Russ. So we got a sleeper here, Trevor Lawrence. He's quarterback for Jacksonville Jaguars going up against Philadelphia Eagles, who rank 6th amongst quarterbacks. Now, mind you, Trevor Lawrence has 6 touchdowns with 1 interception. So he's the sleeper of the week. What do you for quarterbacks? What do you think about that?
Doug Peterson on your side, playing against his former team. Oh yeah, he's bringing Doug Peterson bringing the big chips in today. Like, this is the type of quarterback that I wanted. I didn't never want no Carson Wentz. Nick Foles got me a championship, but hey, that's Nick Foles. I got this big guy today. And as much as Philly's quarterback Jalen Hurts has been balling, Doug Peterson still may feel like Philly don't want Jalen. They ain't gonna go in that game today. I ain't gonna go in that game today. Trevor Lawrence it's early in the season, but this is what happens when you're your number one pick. You're number one pick right now. You go into this game today, of course this is the hot of the week. Because you got a hot win last week over the Chargers. You're playing against Philly and they're undefeated. Yeah, this something to me smells something here that they can pull the upset today. But Trevor's gonna perform today. I feel like he should be able to perform. Their pieces are great, man. I hope Ante, you know what I'm saying, warms up today. James Robinson's been phenomenal. Those receivers over there have been phenomenal. I actually today want to see them go more to the tight ends today.
Oh, wow. Now, I'm going to tell you, this game here, this is a winnable game for Jacksonville. I'm going for the upset, because, the Jacksonville Jaguar have been playing phenomenal football, on both sides of the ball. They can run the ball, as you can see. They can throw the ball. Like you said, the receivers have been playing lights out. And, and if the Eagles step up and stop the quarterback, they have running backs that can run the ball so that they can beat you through the air and on the ground. They're like FedEx, man, through the air and through the ground, man. They're going to score the ball. So this sleeper here, we have Marcus Mariota going up against Cleveland. And I'm going to just say, I don't know if it can't be Cleveland. So this sleeper must be just on the mere fact that it's Cleveland who ranks 20th amongst quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota, he currently has 5 touchdowns, 640 passing yards, and 3 interceptions. I don't think he's not my quarterback sleeper of the week.
He's never a quarterback sleeper to me. The only reason why I would think you put him on the list is because Myles Garrett, he's not sleeping. He's still alive, but he had a tragic accident during the week, and he's out this week. And he may be out a few weeks, so you don't got Myles Garrett chasing him around today. So he should feel a little bit more comfortable. I just think the way the people are down in the Browns, man, I just feel like the Browns are a way better team than what people give credit for. You know what I'm saying? Jacoby Brissett has been holding his own. You got somebody you can pound the ball to in Amari Cooper, man. And, yeah, Marcus Mariota being a sleeper, nah, he's never been a sleeper. He came from the class of James Wilson.
He's from the Atlanta Falcons, next. So we got here is quarterbacks to sit. And this is one that truly, and it affect my lineup, Matthew Stafford, who's going up against San Francisco at home, who ranks 2nd amongst quarterbacks. And we all have seen Matthew Stafford struggle as of late. So, I picked up Zach Wilson to prepare for this game. So, I'm sitting Matthew Stafford. What do you think about that one?
The defense doesn't favor him at all. Played in the 49ers. It's going to be a rough physical game as we see with Rams 49ers games. Yeah, I would probably sit him too. This is the type of game right here, and no hot too, but one of these QBs, man, could potentially lay on the ground tomorrow and potentially be backed up by the third QB. That's that type of game right here. This is Jimmy Garoppolo and him. They're not going to matter tomorrow. The QBs in the 49ers Rams game is not going to matter tomorrow. So, yes, you sit Matthew Stafford, you know what I'm saying, at least for this week. I think this is going to be an ugly game tomorrow night.
Yeah. Carson Wentz playing against Dallas. Dallas ranked 11th amongst quarterbacks, and Carson Wentz has been lights out. He currently has 861 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. So, I mean, how can you sit that? And Carson Wentz has owned the Dallas Cowboys back when he was playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So,
and that's why I would probably take him off the seat. The Dallas Cowboys defense has been playing great football. But I just see this type of game today to put a statement on what I've been saying, and Dallas is going to be good without Dak. The offense got to show me something today. That defense has been playing so dominant, you know, and I'm not saying nobody gets a break on the football field, but I can see today where, you know, Carson Wentz, you know, kind of is able to play his game, get to his receivers, you know, be comfortable for a bit, and preserve that over in that Dallas Washington game today.
All right, so we got here Justin Fields. So he's a sit. He's playing up against the New York Giants at New York, who currently ranks 14th against quarterbacks. And Justin Fields is someone else who's struggling. He currently has 297 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. I think you should sit all of the players for the Bears, not just Justin Fields. So we got the bust of the week is Derek Carr, who's playing up against Denver at home, who currently ranks 7th amongst quarterbacks. And Derek Carr has 850 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. What do you think about that one?
That right there, right now in week 4, we were saying sit Derek Carr, everybody will probably be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? We believed Las Vegas would probably be with the receiving core that they have. Right now, they're banged up. You know, Renfro's banged up. Adams, you know, is in displeasure. You know, it's
in disarray. You know, like the receivers frustrated with the quarterback. The whole team is frustrated. I mean, they're sitting at 0-3. So you know, it's hard to rally the troops when you're sitting at 0-3 with with the worst record in the league. So I think he's going to bust. And and I was saying that going into this year, he was going to be a bust. So hopefully y'all don't have him in your lineup because he's going to be a bust. All right, so on to our running backs. We got running backs to start. Khalil Herbert going up against the New York Giants, who ranked 20th amongst running backs. And last week, Khalil Herbert had a monster of a game. So, he went on 20 carries. He had 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 2 catches for 12 yards. So, with David Montgomery being out, he's pretty much a lineup lock for me. What do you think about Khalil Herbert?
Yes, absolutely could be a lineup lock. We've seen the Dallas running backs last week, get busy. Though there was 2 of them, they got busy, and ran the ball. Herbert's going to be able to run the ball. They'll probably have a 3rd running back over there as well, I believe. Velez, we talked about a few minutes ago, 3rd-round pick. He's going to see some tick today. I think it actually will help Justin Fields. Justin Fields, crazy. Over-under yards passing today, I think, is at 145. That is low for a quarterback.
Oh, wow.
I'm probably going to take that today. I think he's going to throw over 145. But the running backs are definitely going to help him in New York today. They have, the Bears have won their last 4 games, against NFC East opponents.
All right, that's true. So next we got James Conner, who's a running back for Arizona, playing the Carolina Panthers in Carolina, who ranks 18th amongst running backs. James Conner currently has 90 yards, 10 receptions, 73 yards with 1 touchdown.
Needs to heat up. And this game is the perfect game to do it in today. You know what I'm saying? You're playing against the Panthers, going on the road. You gotta help
the volume. So I mean, I think he's just going, like you say, he's going to get the Panthers. So that means that Arizona Cardinals should have the ball more because their defense should be able to stop and contain the Carolina Panthers. So I think the opportunities for James Conner would make him a start, but to me, he would not be a number 1 start. I would definitely give him maybe 15 points. That's good. I mean, my 10. I'll say 10 in a non-PPR league. So next one we got Damon Pierce for the Houston Texans going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, who rank 27th amongst running backs. Pierce has 182 yards, 4 receptions, 35 yards, 1 touchdown. What do you think about this guy?
I'm going to say, because I play in another fantasy league, I have him a bit overrated to me. But he's young. and it still has time to go up and promise. So, I wouldn't be on my start of the week type of thing, but he's somebody that, is going to have an uprise, and he's going to have a game in which people really put him in that instincts to start him. And we're just waiting on that game today. But I don't know if today is the game.
I'm going to go on board and say yes, because, we know Davis Mills, the quarterback, has been struggling. And in order to take some of the pressure off the quarterback, you have to lean on the running backs. And this guy, like I say, he's a bit overrated, but he has been consistent. And he's playing a Los Angeles Chargers team that has given up back-to-back 100-yard games to Clyde Edwards-Helaire and to James Robinson. So, I mean, it's safe to say or expect that, hey, even though they did it 2 times in a row, a third should be, easily attainable. So I think, Damon Pierce should have a good game. And, I think he'll have a touchdown today. So next running back, we have Breece Hall, the running back for the New York Jets, going up against Pittsburgh, who ranks 25th amongst running backs. And Breece Hall has 112 yards, 13 receptions, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. So what do you think about this?
I like this. I like this. And the reason why I like it is because that Jets team is so young that it's going to use those guys. All those guys are going to get a shine and chance to do dominance. And he's the guy that's been heating up a bit. I say I like young guys that start heating up. That means they're going to possibly heat up some more, And I'm a guy at times that likes to look at the rookie running backs, at least for their first year, the fantasy standards before they go into this, where they get older and, they're not worth nothing no more. So, so enjoy the time with these young running backs as you can, man, and going up. I like Pierce, we talked about a few minutes ago, we're just waiting on that.
I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you this secret. It's fantasy football secret of mine. It's like all these rookie running backs, y'all need to get them, because guess what? The team's going to play them at some point. They need to figure out what their investment is in these guys are. So, I mean, if they're a rookie running back and they were high in the draft, you should definitely get them and have them a lineup stash. So Breece Hall, this is week 3 against the Bengals was his first time out snapping Michael Carter. He was one that I traded for because, like you said, to the New York Jets have been playing really well, without Zach Wilson, and he's coming back. So I expect a lot out of this New York Jets team. We got Cordell Patterson. Of course, he was on our injury list. So definitely something to watch for that. Now, if he can't go, telling you all, definitely go get, once again, that rookie running back. So on to our sleepers. We got your guy, Tony Pollard, going up against the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
What do you think about that? So, Tony Pollard, he has 156 yards, 6 receptions, 69 reception yards, and 1 touchdown.
I like Tony Pollard at the crib. It's nothing better than having a running back at the crib go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Zeke will be there too. But, I mean, Pollard looks like the favorable guy this week to get a touchdown in the end zone. And I took Pollard too. I picked Pollard in a lot of my lineups this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to believe the fantasy hype between Zeke and Pollard, but I'm still not sure if he's able to take the running back 1 duties. But shout out to the offensive coordinator and Kellen Moore for realizing that you can have 2 running backs on the field and they both could be effective.
Well, there's only one running back, and that's Tony Pollard. The other guys have changed the pace back. All right, so we got a question here. We got Gibson, Hunt, Harris, Dillon, PPR flex. Out of those 3, 4 guys, who do you pick?
I like Duck Hunt. I like Kareem Hunt. If that's what you're talking about. Kareem Hunt. Maybe you got the Browns going into Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We know Atlanta's going to give up everything. Depends on who the player is, but I think Hunt, can be one of those guys to go in. I'm not sold on Antonio Gibson. Like I said, Damian Harris will have a bulk of touches today due to the fact that they have a backup QB. They're playing against the Green Bay defense. So, and then Dillon too. But I'll go in the middle. I'll go Hunt Harris.
All right, yeah. That's what I'm gonna go with too, because Harris has been playing, he's been getting involved. So definitely, his involvement is the only reason why I consider Harris in in this conversation. But Hunt, he's a part of that defense. He's a part of that team, saying defense, but he's a part of that team. So Hunt, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So in a PPR league, that's something that I look for, the ability for those running backs or anyone to catch the ball out the backfield, especially running backs. Hopefully that help you out. But hey, what's up, Trey? Appreciate you tapped in with us, man. Appreciate you tapped in. So we got Melvin Gordon going up as a sleeper. Well, yes, these are our sleepers. We got Melvin Gordon going up against Las Vegas, who ranks 30th amongst running backs. Melvin Gordon, he has 131 rushing yards, 8 receptions, 49 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown.
They're gonna eat. That Denver running back, those Denver running backs got to eat today. Listen, they got to start something up. They are playing under the belt right now, and something needs to happen today. But I think that running game against the Vegas Raiders, you know that the Vegas Raiders are going to provide you with some open space. You know that comes with their name. Got to finish in your hands today. Melvin Gordon, I say, damn. Got Melvin Gordon and not Javonte Williams. But in all, if a running back from Denver shines, that's what they need.
But that's for sleepers. But, I think Javonte Williams, to me, he's a lineup block, like you say, going up against these guys. But, he's always vultured by what Melvin Gordon can do. So, I think he's a sleeper. He's a safe sleeper. And we got here, and someone asked earlier about Rashad Penny going up against Detroit. So Rashad Penny, Detroit ranks 32nd amongst running backs. Wow, that is horrible. Rashad Penny currently has 141 yards, 3 receptions, 10 receiving yards, 0 touchdowns. And to me, that's the biggest thing, the touchdowns. And Penny, he has a fumbling issue. And once again, there's a carousel of running backs out there in Seattle. And to me, the best one is Ken Walker. They got Ken Walker, they got Travis Homer, and DJ Dallas. So they really don't have a lead back in Seattle. So if you can avoid any of their backs, I definitely would. I definitely would try. Hey, man, welcome back to the show, man. I like the.
What's up, man?
Look, you went from the background moving. It looked like you're standing in the sky.
Yeah, I'm finally made it, man. Finally made
it. So where was your destination? Where you at? You tailgating at the Dallas Cowboy game?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You over there at Jerry's World yet?
Yeah, I want, what I'm saying? I like the beer game, but we want to see what Jerry World look like.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Coach.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Hey, man, it's crowded out here, but we out here, you know what I'm saying, for the 2022 Super Bowl champs.
Yes, sir. We out here today, baby. They tailgate like it like.
Hey, let's see what we want to see. Let us see what the Jerry's World look like.
Let's try to flip this bad boy around.
Look at this. You know
what?
Oh, yeah, dog. We see the dormitory. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here today, dog. We ready, baby. We ready, baby. 3. You know what I'm saying? Ready? 3-0, baby. You know what I'm saying? The first week didn't count. You know what I'm saying? That was the warm up.
All right, so next week,
man.
What you say, Coach Lee?
Say, let's get this dub today.
Oh man, see, look, yeah, I'm with you on that because us Who-Dats, we winning right now. You know what I'm talking about?
So you gotta have look at he don't perk up, sat up on the edge of the seat.
Yeah.
He was looking out dismal earlier.
Hey man, that's how it be happening. You're a Saints fan. But you understand what I heard, the cardiac cowboys, that's what they call y'all?
Yeah.
So we operate under the same the same concept. So on next week we have Rondé Ron Mondre Stevens. I'm just calling
Mondre Stevenson. Yep.
Stevenson. So running back for the New England Patriots going up against the Green Bay Packer, who currently ranks 8th against running backs. So Mr. Stevenson has 145 yards, 7 receptions, 34 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. So I don't know about this guy. I don't know, about anyone outside of the main running back and the tight end, with Brian Hoyer being the starting quarterback. What do y'all think about this sleeper?
See, the Patriots running back system, they got solid running backs. But the thing with the system is who's going to touch the football more, who's going to be more offensive snap wise. And they got Stevenson right up here this week, man. They're saying that potentially he could be the number 1 running back. But like you said, in New England, there's no number 1 running back. This is the guy that's hot at that game and who can help, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of doubles over there. They got double tight end set. They got 4 running backs. They got 7 wide receivers. They don't really know who their guaranteed guys are. So
Agreed. So we're going to quickly go through these running backs to sit. We got Cam Akers, running back for Los Angeles Rams, going up against the San Francisco 49ers, who currently ranks 9th against the run. We got J.K. Dobbins, and this is a running back I have, and I swapped him out for Latavius Murray because he's going to go up against Buffalo, who ranks 4th against running backs. And so, they're definitely trying to, safely cycle him back into the flow of things. So definitely sit J.K. Dobbins. We got Miles Sanders going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who currently ranked 15th against running backs. And Miles Sanders has 222 rushing yards, 6 receptions, 13 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. And like I said earlier, the Jaguars have been stout against the run, the path, everything. So, definitely they've been holding their own against the run. So with Miles Sanders also touches being vultured by Mr. Gainwell, definitely he should be a safe sit for you. And we have, Damian Harris. So Damian Harris going up against Green Bay, who currently ranks 8th against running backs. Damian Harris has 160 yards, 6 receptions, 31 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is the main reason why you start him, because of those 6 receptions and those receiving yards. He definitely can get you, some receiving yards. So that's the only reason why I would not put him on my sit list. And the bust alert, we have Clyde Edwards-Helaire going up against Tampa Bay, who currently ranks numero uno against running backs. So despite what stats Clyde Edwards-Helaire might have, he's going up against the number 1 defense against running backs in Tampa Bay. So definitely set your lineups accordingly to that. And now we're on to the wide receiver start. And we have, Brandon Cooks, a guy that I benched last week and plan to keep him on the bench this week, who's going up against Los Angeles Chargers, who ranks 27th amongst wide receivers. Now, Brandon Cooks has 13 receptions, 29 targets, 158 receiving yards with 0 touchdowns. So I think this high prediction might go off just the poor play of the Los Angeles Chargers, who in week 3 got toasted by Christian Kirk and Zay Jones and Marvin Jones. So I think just a knock on their defense. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, and they're going back to years ago. You know what I'm saying? They're giving Brandon Cooks his props on the day that he should get his props against the depleted Chargers defense. C.J. Jackson will not be playing today, I believe. And, yeah, he should be able to get over the top at least one time, you know what I'm saying, or hit a slant, Michael Thomas style for a touchdown. He should be able to do that.
All right, so we got Chris Olave, the receiver for New Orleans Saints, going up against Minnesota Vikings, who rank 20th amongst wide receivers. Chris Olave has 17 receptions on 29 targets, 268 receiving yards with 0 touchdowns. What do you think about that one, Coach Lee?
Man, like I said last week, he's y'all deep threat, explosive person. I'll probably say they keep chunking it to him. He's a big play potential. I roll with him.
Yeah, it's funny because they were thinking that he would be the odd man out now that Andy Dalton is the starter, and and he got targets while Andy Dalton, and he actually caught a pretty good catch during this current game. So I like Chris Olave, and he's the main guy right now with Slant Boy out. Next one we got Devontae Smith, the wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, going up against Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jags.
Start.
Yeah, I think with Jalen Hurts, the way he's been playing, and he's shown the ability to get both receivers, him, AJ Brown, and Devontae Smith involved. Easy start.
As much as it pains me, man, until further notice, anybody on the Eagles offense roll with them.
Well, since you talk about your pain points, now we got Gabe Davis. They're saying that he's a start. Gabe Davis, the receiver for Buffalo Bills. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens, who ranks 32nd amongst wide receivers. And Gabe Davis has 7 receptions off of 11 targets, 125 yards, and 1 touchdown.
He's due. Diggs gonna eat. Gabe gonna step up. He looked a little gimpy last week, so hopefully the ankle's better for him today.
All right. So that comes from a fantasy football owner perspective, or from, hey, you really think this guy's going to eat today?
Both. Got him on 3 of my teams.
I think he's going to eat today too, man. I mean, they should be able to eat against that. Everybody in the league's be eating against that Ravens secondary. So, hopefully he eat. Gabe should be able to eat.
Oh, I'm about to call the police on that. Who that guy was? He look a little tough there in the face. I was about to call, turning to Karen. Hey, there's a black guy. But yeah, man, I agree with you too that I think Gabe Davis is going to eat today as well. And Amari Cooper, he made the list. My newly acquired wide receiver. And
you gotta rub it in, man.
And the Cleveland Browns newly acquired wide receiver going up against Atlanta Falcons, who ranks 29th amongst receivers. And Amari Cooper has 19 receptions on 27 targets, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep. I had tried to give him up, but my feet was to the fire.
Yes. And see, that's another trick to the trade. You gotta catch these guys in their desperation moments. So I appreciate to capitalize off of your downfall, sir. So he's been a lineup lock for me. So he should be a lineup lock for you all. Amari Cooper every week. As you see, he's got 27 targets, and we're in going into week 4. So they're definitely looking at the ball.
He is the version of Keyshawn Johnson. Just give me the damn ball. He's telling you what he said. Just give me the damn ball. Let me work.
Facts. All right, so we're quickly gonna go through these sleeper wide receivers. We got Jerry Jeudy going up against Las Vegas, who ranks 12th amongst wide receivers. We have Tyler Lockett, who's been surprisingly consistent. He's been seen these couple weeks going up against Detroit Lions, who rank 25th amongst wide receivers. The only knock on Tyler Lockett is that he doesn't have any touchdowns. So we got Greg Dortch. So I think he's had a couple good games, and I picked him up on and started him in the game that on my team. He's a wide receiver for Arizona, going up against Carolina Panther, who ranked 21st amongst wide receivers. Now, Greg Dortch is 20 receptions on 23 targets, 198 receptions, and 1 touchdown. So, new guy. You got Richie James, the wide receiver for the New York Giants, going up against the Chicago Bears, who rank 10th amongst wide receivers. So, definitely see why he's a sleeper. Don't have any options out there. No one stepping up to catch the ball out there in New York. So, last sleeper receiver we have is Mac Hollins, the wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, going up against Denver, who ranks number 1 amongst wide receivers. And this guy has 14 receptions on 19 targets, 240 yards, and 1 touchdown. So as long as Hunter Renfrow remains in sideline, I think Mac Hollins is the guy that's looks to be stepping up. So now we're on to wide receivers to sit. And first name we got Brandon Ayoki. What do you think about that one, too?
Like I said, it's gonna be an ugly game moving in tomorrow night. It's gonna be an ugly game for everybody, for Deebo Samuel, for Ayuk. You know, it may counter for Ayuk more, but I'll stay away. All wide receivers from both teams, except for Cooper Kupp. If you're not Cooper Kupp, I ain't picking you in that game.
Yeah. And, you know, definitely with quarterbacks struggling to find their image, their role, I think it's going to be a high run game, you know. So, it's going to be an ugly game. So we got Johan Dotson to sit, the wide receiver for the Washington What the Fuck, going up against Dallas, who ranks 14th amongst wide receivers. Now, this guy has 3 touchdowns off of 9 receptions and 18 targets. What do you think about that one?
Man, it's going to be a party at the quarterback today, man. Let's go get it, boys.
Oh, man.
Hey, I don't have that same confidence, man, because Carson Wentz been throwing the ball down the field, and he has owned y'all. He's owned y'all, bro. Carson Wentz has owned y'all since his days back at Philly. So
that's cap. It's all cap.
All right, so we got Allen Robinson, who's been struggling this year with this new team. So he's going up against San Francisco, who ranks second amongst wide receiver. He has 7 receptions, 88 yards, and 1 touchdown. What do y'all think about that one?
I think Allen Robinson, it's a sit until you can prove otherwise. I believe as well that Allen should just went to a team that was not in contention the way the Rams are. He's had great success in his career that way. You know, he's been with the Jaguars, then with the Bears, you know what I'm saying? But although he may have thought that, you know, being with a better team would better him. So far, it hasn't been the case. Cooper Kupp is
And it's true. So we got Allen Lazard. What do y'all think about this one?
Is he healthy?
He's about as healthy as been all season, but yeah, you know, going up against New England, who ranks 3rd amongst wide receivers. Now this year, Lazard has 2 touchdowns on 6 receptions and 9 targets. So, you know, he scored a touchdown in 2 games. So, you know, like I told when I traded him to you, I knew that, you know, I expected something good from this guy because, you know, there's no playmakers out there in Green Bay besides him at the wide receiver position.
He definitely has Rodgers' trust. But first of all, you ain't got to remind me about that trade, man. But second, you said that New England's number 3?
Yes.
Receivers?
Yes.
I think he might do something today. You know, it might. Now, it'd probably be a flex. He won't be a wide receiver 1 or 2.
Right. Agreed.
You can afford to throw him in there, but if you count on him, sit him.
Yeah. And right now, for the bust alert, is Adam Thielen going up against New Orleans Saints, who rank 8th amongst wide receivers.
Yeah, he's got a bust today. He's got a bust today. Actually having a decent game.
Yeah, I see that. He just got a call for to put those guys in the red zone. To ultimately get a touchdown?
Oh, Vikings just went up. Vikings just went back up.
Yeah.
On the Justin Jefferson 5-yard touchdown.
Oh, he's probably
Oh, all right. So before we go on to our tight end stardom, we're gonna get our resident. He come rocking the New England Patriots hat, man. Like our guy Jake.
How we doing today?
Jake, not from State Farm in the building, man. How they going?
Not bad. I'm excited for football today. The early game's actually been pretty entertaining, and I think I had all together like 4 Vikings players playing today. I had Dalvin Cook in a league, Irv Smith playing in a league, Thielen, and I had one more. I forgot who it was, but Adam Thielen's got me 15 points so far. I ain't, man.
Yeah, that is true. I'm gonna tell you, with these, my internal clock was off with these early morning games because normally I'm drinking beer, like either Stella But this morning I was drinking coffee when I was watching football. It was like it doesn't go together, So that was the biggest adjustment for me with these early morning games. But yeah, like you said, it was quite entertaining. So right now we're on our starting system, and we are on the section for start the tight ends. So for our tight end, we got Zach Ertz, Arizona tight end, going up against Carolina, who ranks 8th amongst tight ends. Now Zach Ertz has 134 yards off 16 receptions and 1 touchdown. Do y'all think he's a start this week?
Not with that dismal offense.
I think you just hate because it's Kyler Murray, and we know how he feels about the Dallas Cowboys.
No love lost.
All right, and last week, this guy came like guns blazing, David Njoku, and I dropped this guy going in. I drafted him going into this season, and I dropped him because I'm like, wait, bro, this is the Cleveland Browns. So surprisingly, he had a multi-touchdown game. He had 10 targets in week 3. So he really went off. He looked very good. Well, he had 1 touchdown last week, but he had 10 targets. So David Njoku going up against the Atlanta Falcons, who ranks 31st amongst tight ends.
Yep. And you know what's weird about that too? Just a side note, this just proves how bad Mayfield was. He was a forgotten man when he was there with them. And all of a sudden, he's looking like the stud they thought he was going to be.
That is true. Yeah. Hey, man, it looks like I'm seeing some jerseys coming back there. You sure you okay, man? I'm seeing.
Yeah. You see them jerseys?
I don't want to see the car shaking. I'll be like, oh shit. I'm gonna get like Aaron again. Hey, you got them Negroes out there. But then that's good that y'all have that good camaraderie out there. You got fans from the Dallas, of course, and looks like the rivalry team.
Yep.
All right.
So we partying together today.
It's throwing it in there. I think with going against the Falcons today, I think Amari Cooper and or David Njoku could both have big blowout games. I mean, they could go out of nowhere and have anywhere from a touchdown to 3 touchdowns. And if they don't have any touchdowns, maybe even over 100 yards receiving just from how bad the Falcons defense is. The only thing you got to worry about when you go against the Falcons, honestly, is Cordero Patterson. In my opinion.
He's iffy, and he's iffy going into the game. So yeah, you're absolutely right, because Atlanta has allowed tight ends to score at least 12 points in the last in each game this season. So like you say, things are looking very high for David Njoku, and and if you can pass, if your middle game passing is good, you can definitely stretch the field, and that opens up routes for Amari Cooper. So yeah, I agree. Both of those guys can have good games. Next tight end, we have Tyler Conklin, the tight end for the New York Jets, who's playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's ranked 17th amongst tight ends. And Tyler Conklin has Conklin, I can't say this guy's name right, 18 receptions, 140 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown. Is he a start for y'all this week?
Who's playing quarterback?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's supposed to be coming back this week.
I mean, I can play him. If Zach Wilson's back.
Yeah, because that was his cup of tea last year. You know what I'm saying? I can see him stirring that up early. You know what I'm saying? But they got a lot of big time young guys on his team, man. Greg Wilson's overall riding the helm. Corey Davis is gonna get some touch today. Veteranship's gonna matter today as well. Whatever veterans that just have against this Mike Tomlin Steelers team. I don't know if this defense is gonna be able to be dominant in Pittsburgh, but yeah, I think it can be an eye.
It's an interesting matchup nonetheless. I mean, Pittsburgh's defense, even without TJ Watt, is very formidable. And then you got the Jets defense, who is healthy, and when healthy, they're not a bad defense. But with having Jack Conklin in there and having CJ Uzomah, they could run a double tight end set and definitely have the young wide receivers going crazy too. And Zach Wilson being, a mobile quarterback, he can move around and make other things happen when Joe Flacco just sits in the pocket. So, I mean, this game could be very interesting for the offense. We'll actually see what a Robert Saleh style offense is with good players that are healthy. So I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and and this guy, he has 24 targets on the year, so they're definitely looking to get him the ball. So and it's going to be a matchup nightmare for Pittsburgh. So yeah, I think he's going to have a good game. Next we got is our sleeper, T.J. Hawkinson, who's playing Seattle Seahawks, who ranked 24th amongst tight ends. So T.J. Hawkinson has 10 receptions, 82 yards, and 1 touchdown. So what do y'all think about this sleeper? Do you think he's a sleeper?
He is a sleeper. We the majority of the targets, majority of the love to go on to St. Brown. You know, they got their top key receivers hurt. Hawkinson's a guy, we just read it. We had 10 receptions on the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his ceiling and where he was drafted at fancy wise. He got to have a good game. He got to have a game today with at least 5 to 8 receptions. You know what I'm saying? To try to go over that 100-yard mark. You're playing a very favorable team you can do it against. Let's see if Jared Goff can deliver that.
Yeah. The Seattle Seahawks, they've only allowed tight ends to catch 5 passes this season. So, it's definitely going to be a tough battle for T.J. Hawkinson. But, the expectation for this guy, is there. So I think he's going to step up because nobody else is there to get the ball. We got Swift out, Amon-Ra St. whatever the guy name, he's out. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's out. So this definitely gives opportunity for him to shine. Our next sleeper tight end is Robert Tonyan, playing the New England Patriots, who ranked 28th amongst tight ends. Robert Tonyan has 11 receptions, 84 receiving yards, 0 touchdowns. So what do y'all think about this guy being a sleeper?
Play him because the Patriots have absolutely no defense up the middle.
Yeah.
I'm the first one to criticize my team heavy every week. They have no defense up the middle. If you can get him going straight up a seam right off the line, he's going to be open.
Yeah. Ask Mark Andrews. That's exactly what he did, to beat, in week 3 for 8 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So,
of course, I'm hard.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard for, for y'all to play any teams after that because, everyone's going to be looking at that roadmap that that Baltimore set. So our last tight end sleeper is Dalton Schultz, and I think his name popped up in the show. So what do y'all think about Dalton Schultz playing Washington who ranks 16th amongst tight ends? Dalton Schultz has 9 receptions, 80 yards, and 0 touchdowns.
He's got the same injury that Zeke had last year with that PCL strain. I don't know how effective he's going to be, but I think this has more to do with 2 things. One, it's a contact year for him, and 2, he saw those young dudes in there balling last week.
Yeah, I think if I don't know how healthy he is because I don't think he played last week, did he? So he could come out and have a really good game after a week of rest and just getting over the injury, or he could go out there and re-aggravate it. I'd be too scared to start him for that reason only, because if you have an injury that's still lingering, it's easy to re-aggravate.
Facts. And the fact that he made the sleeper pick, because normally this guy's a must start. This was the guy that had high expectations coming into the league, joining y'all team. So, well, not y'all, but, joining the Dallas Cowboys. So now he's gone from a must start to a sleeper. So I definitely, would consider things on that. Is it because of the quarterback play? Is it because of the team or what? But yeah, if you got another option, I would definitely look elsewhere.
That's crazy, baby. This boy Schultz coming back this week, about to dominate, baby. I need him. I need him to.
All right, so we got the tight ends to sit. Dawson Knox. So they're saying sit Dawson Knox, who's going up against Baltimore, who's ranked 18th amongst tight ends. Dawson Knox has 9 receptions, 71 yards, and 0 touchdowns. So what do y'all think about
so far? I think it's been underwhelming so far. I think he's still trying to find his niche. He's still with Buffalo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As we said earlier, Diggs and Gabe Davis going to get this. So
Jameson Crowder too. Jameson Crowder's on that team too.
Yeah.
In touches.
He's pretty much turned into if everybody else is covered, which is rare, we're going to just dump it off to him. So he hasn't got nearly as many touches as he did last year, and he's the forgotten role on the offense now.
So
yeah, and we just alluded to, there's too many mouths to feed. But one thing that's for sure, is the relationship between Dawson Knox and Josh Allen. They have a relationship. So it's, in due time, he's going to get his looks. He's going to get his touchdowns, So I think it might be this game because, I think these quarterbacks are going to try and, show who's best. Is it Josh Allen or is it Lamar Jackson? So I think, this is going to be definitely a good game and one that I'll play all their skill positions. Just on the mere fact that these quarterbacks are going to be, it's going to be a dogfight between these two guys. Next one, we got Logan Thomas, the tight end for the Washington Commanders. What the fucks? Going up against Dallas, who ranks 6th against tight ends. Logan Thomas has 8 receptions, 87 yards, and 1 touchdown. What do y'all think about that?
I think he had all that in 1 week. Yeah, I'm not playing him. He's a good reserve if you ain't got anybody else. Kind of like how I thought Hunter Henry was going to be a good pickup, and I ended up playing Logan Thomas, and that was the week he did really good. So it just depends on who you're playing. If you're going against a good tight end defense, there ain't no reason to playing him.
Yeah, he's fallen off like years. He's Logan Thomas had high expectations, with the Washington Commanders well before this year, but he's failed every season, every time. So I can't give him another chance. So yeah, if you got a chance to start him, drop him from your team.
He's a dollar store Darren Waller, in my opinion.
Thanks. All right, so now we got the defense special teams to start. We got the Packers. They're saying start the Packers against your New England Patriots.
Like I said, I'm the first to critique my team. This team, I knew it was going to be a complete fall apart once Tom Brady left. And we got some promise, but this week going against the backup Brian Hoyer, who's pretty much over the hill himself, I'd play that defense. There's going to be some interceptions. There might even be some fumbles because it's going to be so run heavy with Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. That's how you say his first name.
Thank you.
I'd go ahead and play him. Why not? There's going to be some interceptions. There's going to be some fumbles. I think that this game's going to end up being 38-10.
Wow. You have no hope in Belichick.
I love this team, but I call it how it is, and this is how I'm shooting the shit on it. Excuse my language.
I can see y'all two at the bottom because y'all are the same type of fan. He's like that with the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm the first to critique. Get on my Dallas Cowboys. And it sounds like you're the same way with your Patriots, but I don't see it being that run heavy because I think I see the possibility. The game plan might be run the ball, but Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball.
Yes.
Ooh.
But you're right. It might not be as run heavy because as much as I do want to critique it, it does come back to Mac Jones, the quarterback that gets the ball to the receivers. And now with it being Brian Hoyer, the Patriots have a really good wide receiving core. Devontae Parker isn't that bad. Nelson Aguilar's had a breakout last 2 games. I'm losing the other one, and then Jacoby Myers, but Jacoby Myers is out. So you got Kendrick Bourne, but Kendrick Bourne did not look good last week. But with those 3 guys starting without Jacoby Myers being the big asset that he is, not playing, that could be scary. Hunter Henry's had a huge down year, nowhere near what he was doing last year, and Jonnu Smith doesn't look like the same player he was in Tennessee. So use the wide receivers that we got, and hopefully they don't have a Kendrick Bourne-like performance like they did last week. But we'll see. But I do think it's going to be a blowout. I hope it's not, but I think it might be.
Yeah, I think because I remember Brian Hoyer, and I remember his years from playing with the Browns. And I was a fan of him. I picked him up, because he can throw the ball. He can throw the ball. He made some poor decisions, but he was able to throw the ball. So I think, hopefully he's able to apply that same formula to this team. He can throw the ball, but he's going to have to throw the ball to beat the Packers. They're going to run the ball. They're going to have a run approach, but they're still going to have to throw the ball.
I also think that Brian Hoyer Browns team is the team that beat the Patriots that year.
Yes.
I think he was.
Yes, that was true. So I had to go get a baby the bottle, so because she was trying to cry and tell me, she won't get on the show, but she's too young. We got age restrictions. But All right, so other sleeper defense special teams to start: the Broncos at Las Vegas, the Eagles at Jacksonville, the Colts at Tennessee. Now, I picked up the Colts to play against Tennessee. Yeah, that's a good one to start because the Tennessee, they only have Derrick Henry. So defense special teams to sit. We got the Baltimore Ravens going up against Buffalo Bills.
I'm still playing them. I have no other defense to play, but I still think I don't think you sit them. I'm sorry. Both defenses are really good, and I have both of them in two separate leagues. They're both really good. Both great DBs, especially when healthy, even though Buffalo's beat up. But the defenses, they're still leading the teams. They're still doing really well, so I'm playing both.
Yeah. I think I actually I got the Buffalo, and I'm playing them as well. So kickers to start, we got Matt Prater going up the Arizona Cardinals. Kicker going up against Carolina. Kicker sleepers, Dustin Hopkins and Brett Meyer. What do y'all take on kickers anyway? Are they important or should they just be droppable?
I believe they should be droppable unless their name's Justin Tucker or Evan McPherson.
Yeah, man. The first, in one league, I had to pick up another kicker because first kicker got hurt, and now the second kicker's hurt. And guess what? The other kicker that I would wish that he was not hurt, he's still hurt.
Harrison Buckner got injured for me in the first week.
Yes, he got hurt. He's still out.
I've been running with Jake Elliott since. So Jake Elliott's been doing real good for me. And I didn't get to touch on that, something about the defense to play or maybe not play. It was the Eagles in Jacksonville. I would not play the Eagles defense this week because I do think that Trevor Lawrence has arrived. I think Doug Peterson was the coach to pick. And I think Jacksonville could go in there and upset Philly at Philly. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you, but Philly defense, they're opportunistic. So, and Trevor Lawrence, he's only thrown one pick. So, definitely, yeah. But it's hard for me to sit that Eagles defense just because those guys can create turnovers, and those turnovers normally go for touchdowns.
Yeah. I didn't mean to hop off topic. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. I've been running with Jake Elliott at kicker, and I think that every kicker is droppable except for the two guys I named. If you have Justin Tucker, Evan McPherson, you need to ride with them all year. But anybody else, they're completely disposable. You can wash, rinse, and repeat with any other kicker you got in the league.
Facts. All right, so that concludes our Stardom Sit-em segment. So now we're about to take a quick break and be back with our picks, our game picks of the week. So y'all sit back and we got this last topic.
Yeah. What's up, guys? It's your boy Gritty checking in. This Friday I'm live with STWF Media, man. Little interview coming soon. Everybody, y'all tune in, man. We got some big coming. Let's get it.
And we back with more of the Fantasy Football Insight live show. And this is our last segment. And this is the segment where we talk about nothing. We just pick the game that we think gonna win. So
let's get it.
All right. So we're gonna go first. We got Minnesota at New Orleans. What do you think about who do you got for that one?
I mean, I'm not gonna check the head. I would figure that Minnesota will win this game, but it's time right now. Shout out to Loach on the 60-yard field goal. Hey, I was gonna go Vikings anyhow. So.
Yeah, it looks like everyone at ESPN went Vikings too. That's why I don't like ESPN. But I'm on the Saints, of course. So who do you got, Jake?
I had Minnesota. The only reason I didn't have New Orleans is for the simple fact that if you didn't know I'm from Cincinnati, I don't believe in Andy Dalton. So
that's funny. Shout out to my godson. He's Andy Dalton. I mean, he's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and he called me laughing like he in this disbelief that Andy Dalton is our savior. It's ridiculous.
It's all right. Dallas Cowboys got Red Rifle 2.0 and Cooper Rush.
That is true. We try to follow that same formula, and we also try to follow the Cincinnati Bengals fan. We came out with new helmets, new uniform. We were doing everything. We were just to try hard to win this game this week. We needed a win. Next game, we got Cleveland Browns at Atlanta. Who do y'all have?
Cleveland in a landslide.
Cleveland, agreed. All right, we got Washington at Dallas.
Zeke.
Zeke?
What does that mean?
Cowboys.
Zeke is not even much. Is Zeke who? Zeke is not even much associated with the Cowboys anymore.
Zeke, Jerry, CD, and Dalton Schultz. Cowboys.
You know what? Hey, I want Taquan to get his money bad. I want Cooper Rush to get his third win and be 3-0, and Dak Prescott to be 0-1 as the starter. Me and Taquan were talking off camera about a week ago, and he said I said and made a bet that the Dallas Cowboys would win 2 games without Dak Prescott this year. I'm pretty sure he already got his money, but I want him to get a little extra with another Cooper Rush 3-0 start.
Well, I don't want him to win. I'll go out against with the Washington. What the fuck? So next game we got Seattle going at Detroit. Who do y'all got?
Detroit
here. Who do you got, too?
Seattle on the upset.
All right, we got Tennessee at Indiana.
Hold on. Is it an upset if Detroit wins nowadays? What is going on in the football world?
Because according to this year's stats, Detroit's been playing pretty good. So damn, you're right. The fact that this is upset to me is crazy. I'm gonna go upset Seahawks.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so we got Tennessee at Indianapolis.
I've got to go Colts. I think they're finally back on the wagon. I think they just started off weird with the new quarterback being in town. So I think Indy's got this one.
All right, who do you got, too?
I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts.
Same here. I got Indy. Next game, we got Chicago Bears at New York Giants.
Taquan's not going to pick the Giants, but I am. I don't think Chicago's got it still. They might be the worst team in football, in my opinion.
Agreed. New York, they bounced back after that loss to Dallas.
I'm gonna go Giants. I'm gonna go Giants too. I can't pick the Bears in this predicament,
man. That's fair.
Oh wait, we got 3 seconds to go. Wait, what just happened with a 61-yard field goal? What in the world? Oh wait, sorry, I had a ADHD moment. But
well, I'm interested. So whatever update you got, give it to us when you get it.
Like the Saints might lose, man.
28-25, Minnesota, 25 seconds left.
Yes. So next game we got Jacksonville Jaguars at Philly.
This was the toughest game for me to pick, honestly, because I'm not fully sold on Philadelphia and the way Trevor Lawrence is playing this year. And I wanted the Patriots to tank for him. But I can't go against Philly. The team's just way too good compared to Jacksonville, who's just starting to learn how to be good again. So, got to go Eagles.
Let's go!
Is it tied up, OT?
No, it's no good. It bounced off the thing and fell out. That's ridiculous. So, the Vikings actually won.
Dang.
All right, next game we got New York. So I'm going with the Jacksonville Jags.
It was a throw game. It was tough for me. I'll be honest. That game is so tough to pick just because of how well Jacksonville's playing.
Agreed.
And Philly, a lot of people aren't sold on Philly. I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts still. But
because he hasn't played any top defense.
We need an undefeated team in the league. I may go Jaguars with the points, but I'm going to go Eagles overall with the win.
All right, next game. We got New York Jets at Pittsburgh Steelers.
So I may not be a Bengals fan like I'm supposed to be, being from Cincy. I still hate Pittsburgh, and I'm going to go with the Jets are going to go in and upset and make the brown and yellows cry. Black and yellows.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm going with the Jets because, like I said, last year they jumped on my radar, and this is Zach Wilson's, debut game for this season. I'm going with the upset.
Too many horses. We're pitting Zach Wilson on the element. This is his first game. We seen what Zach Wilson did last year. I'm going Steelers and the better experienced coach, Mike Tomlin, the better experienced quarterback, and Mitchell Trubisky. He's 50%. He lost last week. He'll win this week.
I am going to say one thing, though, that if they happen to be losing to the Jets come halftime and they come out and don't score in the third, don't be surprised if you see Kenny Pickett today.
Yeah. This time is coming. So quickly, because I know we're almost getting ready for these 12 o'clock games. Next game we have Buffalo at Baltimore. Who do y'all have?
Strictly with home field advantage, I'm going Ravens, and it hurts me because I don't like the Ravens. But I don't like Buffalo more. So, yeah, I got Baltimore just because they're at home.
All right, I'm going with the I gotta go with my guy Connor. So I'm going with Buffalo, and I'm hating on Lamar Jackson because I know Two's a Lamar Jackson fan. So who do you got, Two?
Going Samuel Lamar Jackson. Y'all know this. Y'all know why.
you know the vibe, right? Next game we got Los Angeles Chargers at Houston. I think this is an easy one. Houston at Los Angeles Chargers by a landslide. Who do y'all got?
Yeah, you're right. This is an easy one. Houston upset.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I like the Chargers with the points.
Popcorn.
I like the Chargers with the points, but I like the Chargers.
All right, next game we got Arizona at Carolina. Arizona, I got. Who do y'all have?
I think Kyler's going to have his coming of age party, and he's going to whoop Carolina.
Yep.
All right, cool. So next game we got New England at Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay.
Unless Tom Brady comes out the grave, Packers gonna win.
All right, who do you got, Jake?
I know they're going to lose, but I'm taking New England. I'll never not take them.
That's what I'm talking about. Next game we got Denver at Las Vegas. I'm going with Denver.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
I am going Denver.
Yeah, Raiders 0-4, baby. Kansas City at Tampa. Who do y'all got?
I'm doing a podcast right now, Harper. Kansas City's taking this one.
Easy.
Patrick Mahomes, again, I thought when I was in the comments before I showed up in the podcast world, I said Patrick Mahomes is easily the greatest quarterback of this generation, and he's going to continue to be that. So he's going to take the old GOAT and say, you need to retire because I'm the new GOAT in town.
Like that saving game.
I'm being real with you. This defense is a perfect defense for Mahomes to try to prove that against. But guess what? Tonight, Tom been busting Mahomes out his whole career. So I'm going Buccaneers over Chiefs.
Uh-oh. All right, so next game we have is Miami at Cincinnati.
Oh no, that happened Thursday.
That's Thursday game. Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait.
If it had all mattered, if it had all mattered, I'd pick the hometown Cincinnati Bengals because I just didn't think I'm still not sold on Miami, and that's just because I don't like them. But hey, prayers up for Tua though.
Facts, yeah, man, that's hard. So our last game we got LA Rams at San Francisco. Who do y'all got?
Jimmy G is gonna win this one easily.
Rams win. Jimmy soft.
Hey, I'm going. They got more players. I'm going with the Niners on this one.
Hey, you can ask Daquan. I was puffing smoke up Jimmy G's butt last week, and he made me look stupid by walking out the end zone. So he better not make me look stupid this week.
All right, so Alec Harrell says full PPR, Schultz or Everett?
Schultz.
I'm going to go Everett. Just because
I would probably lean Everett, man. Let's see how Justin Herbert progresses during the game. Let's see what he does during the game. Let's see if those ribs are really a factor. Because if ribs is still a factor, that long ball going deep and all that may be eliminated a bit. So Everett might be all right.
Facts.
Here, come here real quick. Stay right here.
All right, y'all got any shout outs?
I got one shout out, Uncle Leroy. This one's for you. My daughter, I'm going to cover her face, though. She's a Saints fan.
Hey!
I had to throw that one in there.
Hey, well, see, look, I got mine hanging in there with me, too. So my daughter tapped in with me, too.
Yeah,
man. What was everybody at last week? my kids run around here. Shout out to my children. You know what I'm saying? They'll be with you next weekend.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody that comment and show love. Shout out to Jake, man. You know, last week we did a test run. You know what I'm saying, via Facebook. You know, this is the real drive this week, man. You came in better than the test drive. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, when you come in better than the test drive, that means you're ready to go, man. Appreciate you being on this, man. Starting Sundays, every Sunday, man. You got to bring your butt in. Fancy.
Will, I appreciate you letting me come into the fold with you guys. This is always fun. I love doing nothing else besides talking football on Sunday. So I'm very grateful for you allowing me to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem. So we got another question. Alex, he says, howdy, for full PPR, pick 2, G. Wilson, Judy, or Juju? Who wants to take a stab at that?
Judy. So Shannon stop talking shit about him.
I'm not taking Juju. I'd play Garrett Wilson and Jerry Jeudy, no problem.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Wilson.
Juju's not even Patrick Mahomes' favorite target.
Facts.
If your name's not Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill, he ain't throwing to you, and Tyreek Hill booked it to Miami. So if your name's not Travis Kelce, be ready for some running game.
Yeah, and you know, he's struggling now. So Patrick Mahomes, you know, they brought him back down to life. So I don't think he's going to have that. You know, I don't think they're going to throw the ball 50 times this game. So yeah, I'll definitely go with Wilson and Judy.
Did we ever get any explanation on what that fight on the sideline was between him and Eric Bellum? I forgot how to say his name. The offensive coordinator for Kansas City.
No, I didn't hear anything about that one.
They got into an argument right before halftime walking in, and I'm assuming it was about play calling, but him and Patrick Mahomes got into it. I'll find the video and link it to you so you can see it.
I've been looking in deep to that. So basically, for what I feel is Eric is trying to find his spot, which is his as an offensive coordinator. But he's been scapegoated by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, basically, because they're the top 2 guys who get mentioned when you talk about the Chiefs offense. They was trying to move Bellamy last year, you know, trying to hopefully becomes a coach of a team, but nobody wants to pick him up. Shady McCoy actually went public this week and said the reason why Bellamy has not gotten a coaching job is because he can't coach.
That's rough.
What happened with the thing? Mahomes wanted to run a play before half. Offensive coordinator wasn't allowing it. Patrick Mahomes had some questions about it. He wanted to run another play, and coach wasn't happy. Simple.
All right. So with that, you know, what are the shout outs you got?
Shout out to everybody uptown, downtown. Shout out to everybody that joined this beautiful Sunday edition of Fantasy Insight Football. You know what I'm saying? You only do it in one place, man. The best place. STWF, man. So keep clicking those subscribes, clicking those follows. Come through to the wave, man, before it gets too hot and you ain't able to come on here no more.
I'm down with it. I don't have many shout outs, but I do want to shout out you guys for letting me be here. And I'm also, before next week comes, I will figure out how to share this on my own Facebook. That way I can get people on my end to start following and checking it out. So, again, thank you for being here. My daughter's ready for me to go downstairs and watch these games with her. So I will be checking out. Thank you for having me. Fun picks. Looking forward to next week. See you then.
Appreciate it. Same here, man. So give a shout out to everybody that's tapped in. We appreciate y'all. Like you said, it's game time, and I got to go see what the daughter. Got to go tend to the daughter. So appreciate y'all. Till next time on the Fantasy Football Insight Live Show, and we are out.
Peace.